Hi guys, my name's Rochelle and I'm a Ravenclaw. And by the thumbnail, you may have guessed that this is a book haul. So in my #SorryNotSorryBank book haul series, I repeated on multiple occasions that after this I was going on a book buying ban. Book buying ban? What book buying ban? I have some things to share with you today. These are all the books that I bought in July, August and September as I was editing and uploading the #SorryNotSorryBank book hauls. So I haven't counted how many books there are here. I could. I'm not going to. We've got a lot, I'll say that. We've got a lot of books to get to, so we should really just get started. So the obvious place to start is books that you have already seen before. Now if you watched my September TBR and giveaway, you will recognise these. These are the 20th anniversary editions of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I did buy all 4 hardbacks. I have yet to acquire the paperbacks. I'm still debating whether I want to do so or not. But who could let these babies not be on their shelves? Now you guys haven't seen this because it is not the shelf that I film in front of. In fact, it's in a very bad filming location. But I have a dedicated shelf to Harry Potter in my living room. It has all of my Harry Potter books and all of the various knickknacks that I've picked up along the years, and it's got, you know, the Hogwarts Library collection. You get the gist. It's got all my Harry Potter stuff. Now, this is redundant, but I am a Ravenclaw. My significant other is a Hufflepuff. Our secondary houses are Slytherin, mine, and his, Gryffindor. We both knew that we wanted to pick up our various house editions when they were released, but I couldn't say no to the Slytherin copy, especially because they've got extra little tidbits about the common rooms and prominent figures in those houses. So at that point, we just figured if we're buying 3 of them, we may as well get all 4, which I'm not against at all. So yeah, these were the first things that I picked up after #SorryNotSorry. It's so beautiful. So first we've got Ravenclaw, then we've got Slytherin, then we've got Gryffindor, finally we have Hufflepuff. So the next 2 books I want to share with you are The Angel's Share and Devil's Cut, both by J.R. Ward. These are the next 2 books in the Bourbon Kings, I'm not sure if that has another series name, by J.R. Ward. I read Bourbon Kings earlier this year. Basically Inhale read it, and I'm not normally like a family saga, southern drama kind of person, but I love this series, so I went and got the other 2 in the matching trade paperback. So I got these 2. This series again follows the southern family drama of a quite wealthy southern family. Their family owns the largest brewery in, I think it's Kentucky. And yeah, so we follow their adventures as they deal with their father and learning the business, etc. So those are the next 2 things that I picked up. The next thing that I picked up will be a surprise to all, and that is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I have not read this yet. When this was first released, I really did not have a lot of interest in it. I'm just not a YA sci-fi person. I find a lot of YA sci-fi is just not for me, but I love books that are mixed media or written in an unusual way, like through letters, etc. And so finally the hype got to me. This is a bigger looking book, but I know that I will read it quite quickly because of the mixed media format, so I kind of just caved. The next book that I picked up is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. This is one of the things that bites me in the ass. I am one of those people that hates cover changes. It's something I can deal with. What I can't deal with is books in the same series that are different heights. I have gone to a lot of trouble over the years to secure several series all in the same height. I have not yet read Red Queen, but I know that trade paperbacks after the normal paperbacks come out are an absolute bitch to find sometimes. So I've just been picking up the trade paperbacks of this as they come out, even though I haven't read it yet, and I have no idea whether I'm going to like it. Along that same vein, I have next The Legion of Flame by Anthony Ryan. This is book 2 of Draconis Memoria. As some of you will know, I read Anthony Ryan's Blood Song earlier this year and really enjoyed it. This is his new series all about dragons. This is book 2. It just came out in the trade paperback. I have had a bitch of a time of getting book 1 in the trade paperback, but I did it, and you'll see that in my October birthday book haul. So get excited for that. I can't really tell you much because I can't read the back of this because I don't want to be spoiled. The next things that I picked up were The Sending and The Red Queen, both by Isabel Carmody. I am currently reading book 5 of this series. This is a 7-book series, so The Sending is book 6. The Red Queen is book 7. I needed to pick these up because I was getting really close to not having the next book in the series. I'm sure that you have all heard so much about this on my channel, but this series follows Elspeth, who lives in a post-apocalyptic, potentially nuclear wasteland where she and other people have developed paranormal abilities such as telepathy and empathy and the ability to talk to animals. Elspeth has a prophecy about her which says that she will be the one to find and disarm any leftover weapons, but at the same time there is another person going around trying to also find them, but to set them off. So I finally got the last 2 books in this series and I'm very excited to get to them. The next thing that I picked up was entirely because of #Sorry Not Sorry Bank Account book haul, and that is Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. This is book 2 of the Gentleman Bastard sequence. I picked up book 1 and book 3 at Bookfest, which is why I filmed #Sorry Not Sorry. So I couldn't have 1 and 3 and just not pick up 2 at all. I just couldn't do it. This is projected to be another 7-book series. There is speculation about when book 4 is going to be released. This series follows Locke Lamore, who is amazing con man and thief, and the entire series follows his and his little gang of fellow thieves called the Gentleman Bastards and their adventures through this world. And I am very excited to get to these eventually at some point. The next thing that I picked up was entirely because of ARC August, which I participated in, which is a month-long readathon in the month of August where you try and read as many of your ARCs as possible. And during ARC August, I read my e-ARC of Armada by Ernest Cline. I loved Ready Player One, and I really enjoyed Armada, but less than Ready Player One. But I still enjoyed it enough that I wanted to own the physical edition to put on my shelves and then to lend to other people. This story is about a young man who is daydreaming, staring out the window at school, and all of a sudden he sees an alien spaceship. The only problem is, this alien spaceship is right out of his favorite video game, and that raises some questions. The next thing that I picked up might be a little unusual to you guys because you're like, Rochelle, don't you already own that? Technically, yes I do. I picked up The Painted Man by Peter V. Brett. So I read The Painted Man in April, gave it 5 stars, loved it. I then went and bought the rest of the series that has been released. Unfortunately, I did not realize that those books were different heights to the edition I already owned. And I did originally pick up this first volume, not the one I'm currently holding, the other one that I owned and read, at Bookfest for insanely cheap. I think I got it for like $4. So I figured this annoys me enough, and I loved this story enough, where I don't feel bad purchasing another copy to support the author. This follows 3 people as they make their way through a world where at night demons come out. They have their own special magic system where they draw wards on stuff to keep the demons out, but sometimes stuff goes wrong. This is a really interesting take on demons. This is a really interesting take on magic. If you enjoyed Brandon Sanderson's Elantris, particularly the magic system, I highly recommend that you look into this. The last and final book has just come out in October. The next thing I picked up is something that I should have bought a very long time ago, and that is A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I really enjoy Schwab's writing. V.E. Schwab has two pen names. She's Victoria Schwab and V.E. Schwab. I have read Vicious by her and really enjoyed it, and I have read Samplers of a Dark Shade of Magic and The Archived, so safe to say I know that I enjoy her writing. I have, again, yet to start book 1 of this series, but book 3 came out, so I picked it up. This series is about a young man who lives in a world where there are alternate dimensions or realities, I'm not too sure. And he lives in London, and there are 4 different types of London. There's red London, there's black London, there's grey London, and there's white London. And this young man has the ability to travel between all 4 Londons. And as such, he and some others with the same ability travel between the 4 different Londons as messengers between the ruling bodies or governments. Very excited to finally read this series. The next thing that I picked up was Hippo Eats Dwarf by Alex Bozay. I've read Alex's previous book, which is Elephants on Acid and Other Bizarre Experiments, and really enjoyed that, really enjoyed the writing style and the content and the way that he examined the content. So Elephants on Acid and Other Bizarre Experiments takes a look at all the weird and wonderful and sometimes really fucked up experiments that we have done as human beings to try and make science work. This is Hippo Eats Dwarf, and it is all about the world's greatest urban legends and myths and hoaxes, etc. So I am very interested to see if he looks at this material with the same eye and tone and humour that he did with Elephants on Acid. This I saw in a bookstore for I think $6, so, and this is a brand new copy, like this isn't secondhand or anything. This is a brand new copy for $6, so of course I'm gonna get it. The next thing that I picked up was Blood Vow by J.R. Ward. This is book 2 in the spin-off series to Black Dagger Brotherhood. Again, this is one of those series that is coming out in the slightly taller paperbacks, and I own the slightly shorter paperbacks. They're not mass market, they're just slightly different sizes, so I always have to wait like a year to pick the newest stories up so that it matches the rest of my series. I really can't talk in great depth about this because this is book 2 of a series, and this series takes place within another series that is about 15 books long. But I can say that the main characters of Black Dagger Brotherhood are training new recruits, and this follows the story of those recruits. So each recruit gets their own book, and this is the next book, and I'm very excited to finally have this on my shelf. The next thing that I got was a book that I picked up because one of the booktubers that I watch, Kitty G, highly recommends this series, and it's one of those ones where I've been eyeing it off for a little while just because the cover and the title and the synopsis intrigued me, but I hadn't been quite pushed over the edge yet, and Kitty G's recommendation obviously did so. And this is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I honestly don't remember a lot of what this is about, but I know that it is supposed to be a trilogy, that it's going to be an epic fantasy. I had to pick this up. Like, look at this cover, it's so lovely. This is scraping in at just barely under 700 pages, so I will read this at some point. I just don't know when. And this final thing is actually something that is very exciting and very special to me. As you guys are aware, I use NetGalley, often get e-arcs off that. But for the first time ever, I was given a physical bound arc, which is very exciting to me, and that is The Last Namsara by Kristen, I'm going to butcher this, Cicerilia? Something like that. I am very, very sorry that I have butchered your name. Please forgive me. Anyway, and I won this in a giveaway that was run by Databook, which is the promotional or social media team for Hachette Australia. I entered a giveaway where we were asked to explain why we would choose between a Dragon Slayer and a Dragon Tamer, and clearly they liked my answer because I won one of the 7 copies. So that was super exciting. This book follows Asha, who's a Dragon Slayer, and it's all about her story, coming to terms with some things that happened in her youth, and maybe discovering that dragons aren't all bad. So I am so grateful to Databook and Hachette Australia for giving me the opportunity to read this. This has already come out. It came out on October 3rd, my birthday, which was a lovely surprise. I have not yet gotten to this yet, but I have 4 weeks off in November. I'm giving myself no set TBR except for 2 readathons which I'm participating in, and I'm just going to try and read as much and whatever I feel like. So I imagine that you will be seeing this very, very soon on my channel. So those are all the books that I got on my book buying ban. There were quite a few more than I expected. Of course, I always expect to buy some books or get some books purely because my sisters and I tend to lend books, or if we're getting rid of a series, we always offer the chance for the other siblings to come and pick out whatever they want. So this was quite a few more than I was expecting to have to show you guys when I was supposedly on a book buying ban. But these things happen to us book lovers, don't they? I would love to hear any and all thoughts on any and all of the books that you saw here today. If you recommend I pick up any of these in the very near future, please let me know down below. I will be seeing you again very, very shortly in another video, and I hope you are having a magical day. Bye!